Greetings, friends. I'm Steve Mock, and welcome back to another huge episode of TV Bingebox. Oh, guys, I'm fast running out of time to get through all these shows. There is so much coming down the pipe, but I have picked 4 shows this week that we're going to have lots of great conversation about, I would expect. But before we get to the shows, I need to fill you in on how you can engage with all of the great joys that is TV Bingebox. And rather than read out a big list of links, which I have been doing, I've finally caught up and I'm now in 2015 where I've got a link tree. Hooray for Mock. You can find out everywhere that you can engage in not just my stuff, not just TV Black Boxer stuff, but of course, all of the stuff for TV Bingebox at linktree/Steve Mock. So that's linktree, linktr.ee/Steve Mock. I will update all of the show notes and all of the things to reflect that so that you can find us really easily. And look, come and be a part of all of the great TV Bingebox stuff. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been getting such great feedback about the new TV Bingebox video and podcast that I'm going to keep doing it for a bit. Hooray. Again, a big shout out to Dan and Brookie and Joe, my partners in crime when it comes to TV Bingebox. I do have plans to try and get them on this year as they are available and free. But you know, as I said last week, they are far too important and far busier than I am, it seems. But I go back to work next week in my full-time proper job. So maybe things will slow down for me too. All I know is that TV Bingebox only exists because of their great work, us 4 together. And of course, you guys engaging in and watching and being involved in all of the cool stuff that we love to do around TV Bingebox and of course, TV Black Box. As I said this week, I've got 4 big shows for you, and I'm going to start off with one that I absolutely loved, and I hope that you will too.
Have you ever been on a date?
No. I've not done so much as held hands romantically.
I've never been on a first date. I've never been kissed by anyone before.
I have no idea how to pursue a relationship. I feel so nervous about everything.
Everybody has a soulmate, and I've just not found mine yet.
What are you hoping for from your first date?
I'm hoping it'll lead to something amazing.
You like me?
Yeah.
I think I like you too.
Falling in love would be out of this world.
It feels magical. Oh God, it feels so warm here.
Go to
Your heart feels all full and your pulse races.
How was your first kiss?
It's right.
I'd like to be in love even if it hurts.
Hey, first date.
So you ready to get started then?
Yes, most definitely. I am really excited.
Try to pull myself together. Try my best. I'm ready. Is that my date?
Oh my goodness. Better Date Than Never is a new series coming to the ABC very shortly. In fact, I think it's this Tuesday it kicks off. And you might feel like you know this show. It's made by the same people that made Love on the Spectrum. And as you can see, it is about people with various backgrounds and situations wanting to find love. Not unlike Love on the Spectrum, except that they're not necessarily neurodivergent. They've got all sorts of things going on in their lives. And it's just my heart. Oh, sweet Jesus. It was so lovely. Now, I am very happily married and have been for 21 odd years. And I haven't dated in a while. And my memories of when I dated are pretty dim nowadays. I'm an old man. And I can tell you I wasn't great at dating. I'm not very good. So I looked at these people and their boldness and their tenacity in stepping into the dating sort of arena in, you know, ostensibly 2022, 23, and just go, man, I'm so glad that, you know, my partner, my lovely wife loves me and I don't have to worry about that. God, I don't even want to consider it. This is nothing but life-giving television. It's absolutely delightful. And given that right now on our screens, we've got The Bachelors and we're about to get Married at First Sight. Season 10 landing on us. I do love that the ABC are billing this as 2023's must-watch dating show. Yes, it is. It is really delightful. Now, in just that clip, we saw a whole bunch of people are going to participate. In the first episode, we meet Olivia. She has Down syndrome. She's overcome a lot, and she is an advocate for people with DS, and she's looking for love. Her mum is so proud of her, as is her whole family, and she loves to dance. It's wonderful. We also meet Charles. He's 27, he's gay, and he's looking for love. He's moved over from China 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, to study, and he's an environmental engineering student. And he is awkward, but he is so full of opportunity and optimism about what love could bring him. We also meet Nirvali. She's 20, and she struggles with social anxiety. She loves music, her dog, and she's looking for love. And she's the one that says, you know, I hope I don't die, or whatever that was in the clip, and delightful, so lovely. We also meet Dianne. Dianne's older. She lives on a farm. She's transgender, and she wants to find someone to share her heart with. And I think her description of love in the trailer was enough for me to get kind of some of those just sort of tingles down your neck when you hear and you resonate with the way that people relate to or reflect what love means to them. And it's so important. Love is so important for all of us. We all have this intrinsic need within us to be loved by somebody else and to know that we're valuable. And this is absolutely a show that will do that for you as you see these people find and, you know, lean in and out of some of the trauma and fun of dating and what that means. The confidence that the dating experience can give you is amazing. And when we see it in these glorious people, it is just so wonderful that we should have all, you know, we should all have that experience when we date. And I'm told the awkwardness is also important. I don't want to know about it. I'm sure I caused my own version of that. A huge thank you to Northern Pictures for so generously and graciously engaging with these wonderful people and allowing them to be their full, complex and complete selves. It makes for such a beautiful documentary experience. And a big shout out to Kieran, who is the key person behind the camera that's interviewing them and meeting with them and doing all of that heavy lifting and really leading this whole production. Just superb. This is your invitation to fall in love over and over and over again with these amazing people who are enthusiastically looking for love. It just hit me in the right spot. Better Date Than Never is 6 episodes long, and it's running weekly, and it starts this coming Tuesday, the 24th of January at 8 o'clock on ABC, and will also be, of course, available on ABC iView. And now, look, let's just step backwards and forwards.
I have to make a shopping list. The kids are going to want snacks.
Don't feed them, kitty. That's how it started the first time.
I am going to get Fritos, Tostitos, Doritos, all the Eatos. I am back, baby.
Son of a bitch.
Hanging out down the street.
I got it.
Hey, Grandma. Hey, Grandpa.
Leia.
Tell me about Chicago. What are you into? I'm a pretty big deal in debate club. That's not up for debate. Yeah, I'm not popular.
Hey, new girl.
Leia, you should buy the tab.
Pause. This isn't gonna work. I'm pretty sure Osh Gosh Begosh here is gonna get carded.
Oh, look, Nick. Shooting star. Make a wish.
That's a firework, babe. Wish I could stay for the summer. Can stay.
Okay, kids, the basement is all yours.
Your grandma just hooked us up. What is it? Leia, do you want to hear about the Donkey Kong conspiracy?
He's a gorilla.
Interesting. It's kind of like how Sheryl Crow isn't actually a crow.
Totally. If you're worried about fitting in with everyone else, you found the people who don't fit in. I still can't believe Jay didn't kiss you.
Oh my God!
My guy's got a bunch of salons. You may have seen his commercials.
Welcome back to Chess Fest. It's always an honor to have your hair in my chair.
Why did you open our house to chaos again? All the dumbasses were gone.
Having the house full again, it fills me with joy.
Eric's having a hard time with Leia.
But all I know is that I'm going to love her and stand behind her no matter what.
That is a great idea. Because when you stand behind your kids, it's easier
to put your foot in their
in
ass. Yeah, we got it, Dan. Thanks.
Wisconsin!
Oh no, Wisconsin. Oh. I really wanted to like this. I really, really did. Fans of that 70s show might have recognized some of those faces, and certainly they would recognize Red and Kitty, the parents of Eric, whose basement they gave over to Eric and his friends to sit in, and little did they know, they got smashed on some pot and, of course, hung out, and fun ensued, relationships started and ended, and all of those sorts of things. What we see with that 90s show is, look, and I'm going to be showing my age here. Before photocopiers were a commonality in the grand world of schooling and those sorts of things, particularly schools, if teachers needed to make copies of a worksheet or those sorts of things, they had to use a thing called a gestetner, which was this kind of alcohol-based weird thing where you would create a master and roll it through the gestetner, and then the paper would come in, and in this kind of purplish ink kind of stuff, a copy would be made, and you'd keep feeding paper through and you'd make those copies. But of course, that as the ink or whatever it was dried, ran out, the copies would start to pale compared to what the original looked like. And it always smelled so beautiful. Fresh copies out of the gestetner was great. But it's that paling that we see here in that 90s show. It's just not great. The basic premise, it kicks off with Eric and Donna, who are now together permanently, come home for Independence Day weekend with their daughter, Leia. That's not the end of the Star Wars jokes, friends, so buckle up. And Leia decides to stay for summer with her grandparents, Red and Kitty. She makes friends with the neighbor, who introduces her to her friends, and the rest you saw in the original series. It's exactly the same. They just situation, and let's get beer, and we're now getting smashed, and relationships. Oh, it is the schmaltziest. It is the schmaltziest of US sitcom premises. The writing is poor, the jokes aren't new, and they are not good, and the laugh track is overpowering. There are only so many 90s references that you can mine, and they must have gotten their source from a slag heap. Ugh, it is just difficult to watch. Now, if you love it, great. Get involved in it, love it sick. I found this so difficult to watch. Now, of course, they draw back a whole bunch of the original cast to pop up in cameos of various length, if that's worth anything. It was great to see Ashton Kutcher pop up, and it was excellent to see Topher Grace and Laura Prepon as Eric and Donna, respectively. I got to say that Wilmer Valderrama's Fez was the absolute high point. And so funny, good script. Ches Fez, that he's a hairdresser, of course he is. That he's a ladies' man, of course he is. It's delightful. Kurtwood Smith reprises his role as Red. Debra Jo Rupp reprises her role as Kitty. And largely, they've done okay. They don't look like they've aged too much, but don't look closely. And after that, mate, Callie Haverda as Leia is probably the high point of the new kids. If you want to get into this, that 90s show is on Netflix. All 10 eps are available now. I mean, really, if you want to.
What's it like? Always knowing the truth.
There's nothing mystical about it. I could just tell.
When anyone is lying.
Yeah. I know what you did, you psycho.
You're gonna find Charlie Kidd, and you're gonna bring it to me.
You live on the road, right? What's it like? Leave everything behind, start fresh.
I got rolls on my fender. Oh, I gotta keep moving. Holy. It wasn't an accident. I think there's been a murder. Look out! I have been kind of a death magnet. trying to figure out what happened.
You watch too much Dateline.
I could tell she was lying.
What is it, the woman's intuition?
No, it's not like a tampon commercial, okay? It's a real thing.
I've been in the right vein, but it seems like wrong on. I've been in the right world, but it seems like wrong.
You're coming with me. Front seat of the trunk. Your choice.
I guess I'm not over the part where you're a human lie detector.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
You ever gamble? Because you can make a killing.
Nah.
I've been in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time.
I have loved director and writer Rian Johnson since I saw his direction of Ozymandias, which is for me the seminal episode of Breaking Bad. And he also directed 2 others, including the incredible season 3 episode titled Fly. I also really loved Rian Johnson in his direction of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. It's the best of the sequels for mine, which I know is really controversial. And you might go, well, Mulk, that's it. You lose all credibility here. I don't care. I think Rian Johnson is great. Now, he also, of course, directed and had a hand in writing the Knives Out films that are currently on Netflix, if I recall correctly. So there's some good bones in what Rian, and he's got heaps of other stuff going on. This Poker Face is what this is called, and it is written, conceived, directed, and a couple of eps written by Rian Johnson. It's like a mystery of the week, focused on Charlie Cale, played by Natasha Lyonne, which you might recognize or know her from Orange is the New Black or other shows. Now, Charlie has a gift. It's more than reading people. It's her ability to tell if people are lying accurately, 100% accurately. It has meant that she's been busted out of gambling because a rumor got around that she was a cheat. She's not. And so now she's just trying to make her way in the world until she gets an offer that she can't refuse, and the offer blows up in her face. This whole series snuck up on me. I didn't expect to like it, but it is part caper, part balls out road trip, and it is so, so fun. I wasn't a super fan of Natasha Lyonne in Orange is the New Black, but in this role, she absolutely won me over really quickly. And it is surprising just how likable Charlie Cale is. And a great job by her, and of course by Rian Johnson directing. And there's an excellent Orange is the New Black casting nod in the first ep too. Keep an eye out for that. Look, it is, because it's like mystery of the week and mystery of the episode scenario, the only kind of through line that really sits in it is Natasha as Charlie and Benjamin Bratt, who you would have seen in the trailer just there, who's hunting her down. There's no 2 ways about that. You'll find out certainly in the first episode why that's happening. But the guest list is like a who's flippin' who of Hollywood, and it rolls out some amazing people that just turn up for 1 episode arcs. Adrien Brody, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Chloe Sevigny, Ron Perlman, Ellen Barkin, Nick Nolte, Judith Light, plus a whole bunch of others that you would have seen in that trailer. It's amazing. So it's a different story each episode that Charlie's drawn into, but the overall thing is she's been tracked down and she's just using her gift to help people. As I said, created, directed by Rian Johnson. He also wrote episode 1, which I thought was really good. Do not confuse Poker Face with the Russell Crowe movie mess of the same name, which is also on Stan. Poker Face is just really smart TV. If you love Glass Onion, if you love Johnson's direction in Breaking Bad and those other works that he's got, you will absolutely love this. If you've never heard of him, you will absolutely love this. Poker Face is 10 episodes, dropping weekly. It starts this Friday, the 27th of January on Stan. Just put it in your I need to watch it list. Jump onto, justwatch.com/au, set up your account, put Poker Face in, and make sure that you catch every episode as it rolls out, because Poker Face is really great.
Are you just going to burn down your career and take me with you?
Coin flip?
Get out of here.
What's on your mind today?
Like, I want to change, but I'm not particularly open to make those changes.
I'm trying.
Every time I get rid of one compulsion, another compulsion comes up.
Are you yawning right now? Spoiler alert, I feel like I'm stuck.
Right. How does that make you feel?
Jimmy!
Liz! Hey!
It's 3 in the morning.
I'm sorry.
What's in that bowl?
Pretzels.
The other bowl.
Maybe some painkillers.
Maybe?
There's painkillers in there, yeah.
I have to ask, is this you forever?
I don't know. Oh, hey, Paul.
I'm worried about you, kid.
Yeah, I mean, grieving here.
You've been numbing.
Stop. You're doing sad face.
This is just face. I have resting dead wife face.
He just kept on going on and on about how dumb I am. But he loves me.
Your husband is emotionally abusive. He's not working on it. He doesn't intend to. Just leave him.
Okay.
I think I can help people if I get my hands a little bit dirtier. Your mom wanted you to scatter her ashes, right? We know what they should do. Don't you ever want to just shake them?
Well, we don't shake them.
I take that back. Run? Huh?
Sounds so unethical.
You're just gonna burn down your career and take me with you.
Coin flip?
Get out of here.
Wait, this is my office.
It took you longer than it should have.
My patients are really thriving. This thing I'm doing is really working. I'm right behind you!
Nobody gets through this life unscathed.
I can't remember Mom's laugh. I can feel her slipping away.
You're faced with a choice. Are you gonna let your grief drown you? Or are you gonna face it, come through the other side?
It's nice to see you have your spark back.
Just gonna leave your car here?
I'm a white guy in Pasadena. The cops will probably just take it back to my house for me.
Must be nice.
Derek, how's it going?
Just walking the dog I didn't want.
My patient moved into her sister's house.
Sounds like the day's off to a great start for both of us.
Nobody gets through this life unscathed. A true word has never been spoken. And I have to tell you that Shrinking is a series that really snuck up on me and punched me in the heart. It's from the hilarious minds of Jason Segel, who stars in it, and also Ted Lasso's Bill Lawrence, and talk about bearing the lead, Brett Goldstein, who is also in Ted Lasso, writes and stars in that show. Shrinking is a new Apple original comedy. Oh man, I've just got the burps. Shrinking is a new Apple original comedy series coming on Friday, January 27, with a double episode on Apple TV Plus. Now, it's 10 episodes long, stars Segel, and I have to say, it was, the premise was surprising, and Segel's introduction is a little bit jarring in episode 1, but I think they make a pretty decent correction through the back end of episode 1 into episode 2, which might be why you're getting the first 2 episodes. And it becomes really likable, and you really start to relate to his situation. Shrinking follows Segel. He's a grieving therapist who starts to break the rules, grieving because, as you learn in the thing, his wife passed away. He starts to break the rules and tells his clients exactly what he thinks, ignoring his training and ethics, of course. He finds himself making huge, tumultuous changes to people's lives, including his own. Now, Eagle Eyes might have also recognized just a guy called Harrison Ford. I know. And another big surprise, first major TV series. What? Harrison Ford is a proper movie star. Han Solo for a whole bunch of us. Indiana Jones for a whole bunch of us. And I think what is surprising is just how deftly, obviously an older Ford, handles the comedy chops in this. He does a great job and is completely watchable. And the fact that he offers this kind of grandfather role across it, but he obviously has a much bigger character than that, but talking into people's lives, but also engaging with his peers and talking to being a part of other people's situations and scenarios, it makes for really like just compelling TV. And I got to tell you, Siegel, who's a pretty good comedy guy, plays it pretty straight in some situations. And with Ford, some of their two shots and scene partner stuff is really good to watch. This is encouraging and just developing television stuff that you will just go, I need to see this. I need to keep watching it. It stars, as I said, Siegel and Ford. Also stars Kristen Miller, Jessica Williams, Michael Urie, Luke Tenney, and Lakita Maxwell. It is a reminder that you need people in your life that you can be straight with and that they make all the difference. Shrinking is wonderful television, and it's funny, and like all of those elements of Ted Lasso about being insightful and hilarious and situational and relatable, all of them flow into Shrinking, thanks to Bill Lawrence and to Brett Goldstein. Well done, everybody, as far as I'm concerned. Shrinking is 10 episodes, has a double episode premiere, and it starts on Friday the 27th with that premiere, double episode, and then it rolls weekly, and it's available on Apple TV Plus. Friends, another week is done. Another week is done. How great is TV Bingebox? I'm so glad that you're here, that you're watching, you're listening, and you're taking part of it. The most important thing you can do is jump onto Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, like it, leave a review. That actually really helps bump the podcast up and helps other people find it. Also, you can share it with your friends. Share either the links on your social media or, jump onto YouTube and like it. Do whatever you need to do to be a part of that. I'm just trying a few things about how we can promote it, and I hope that you're enjoying it in the process. Critically engage with me on social media or the Facebook podcast gang group. Do you agree with me? Did you like this show? Did you hate this show? Have I got it wrong with that 90s show? Have I got it right with Shrinking? Did you also love Better Date Than Never? I want to hear every one of your opinions about what you think about these shows that we've covered this week. Remember, Better Date Than Never, That 90s Show, Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne, or Shrinking. Great TV. Friends, keep watching TV. Keep engaging with it. Keep talking to people about it. It's so fun. I'm your host, Steve Mogg. This has been this week's edition of TV Bingebox, and I just love watching TV.